Hi, and welcome to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection. This is hosted every week by Cannabis of Worcester. We're at 56 Millbrook Street in the great city of Worcester, Massachusetts, across the street from Greater Good, down the street from Chick-fil-A, the newly opened Jersey Mike's, and soon to be Kelly's Roast Beef. So we're in the neighborhood of good eats. So that's one thing about Cannabis of Worcester. You can come buy some great weed and get some good food while you're there as well. So anyways, we're open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Saturday, Sundays 10 to 11. And check us out online. You can place an order online, check out the menu, check what we got going on for different things, pricing and whatnot. And I'm joined by Knock from The Heady Co.
Hello. Thank you for having me back again.
Grafton, Mass.
Out of Gardner.
Gardner.
Yep.
I threw that out there. I know.
It's so tough.
I know. It was like stuck in my head, and we're like Grafton for whatever reason. So Knock is joining us.
It doesn't actually matter where we are. It's not like you can come in and get something in there.
Yeah,
we always have to give to you fine
exactly.
people.
Yeah, we're the middle person. We're the middle person. You're the grower, we're the seller. That's the way it goes. So yeah, Knock's joined us again. He's obviously very generous. He loves to come and visit all the time, and he's sitting in the Gary chair today. So.
It's always a pleasure coming in for you guys. I mean, it's always a pleasure coming in for you guys. Gary and you guys have always shown, very, very, been very, very kind to us and courteous. You guys actually support small businesses.
Yeah.
That's really important. Some people, to be frank, say they do and will just turn around and not even give you another chance, not even give you another call, not give you a reason or anything.
Yeah, it's tough. It's such a tough industry, in that, I think a lot of people don't realize the whole dynamic of cannabis in the state of Massachusetts and what you have to go through. I mean, you can only have a certain amount of retail licenses, so people are restricted by the number of licenses you can have. The product manufacturing right now, I think we're at the highest level ever as far as cultivators in the state.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And it just goes to show that, like, we're coming from an industry that's like, constantly competing hard against each other. I looked at how many cultivators there were yesterday, and I could not believe how much there were.
Yeah.
Because I haven't looked since I started up, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
So we started about 3 years ago. We were one of the first to come out as like a small business.
Yep.
Funny story, just as I started construction, literally I started construction that Monday. That Friday, we got shut down for COVID.
Really?
And I could not believe, because I got through so much trying to get to that point, just to even start construction.
Oh my God, those are the early days right there.
Yeah, I mean, I was a civil engineer for about 20 years.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I did was I did construction engineering.
Yeah.
And I built out the whole drawings, did the whole plan.
Yeah, you put a lot of work in there. I know Gary and I went back and did a tour. I think Gary went back another time too and saw everything.
I was very dedicated to getting people, just making the finest quality thing that I know, which is how to grow weed. And I was just so happy to do it that I was just willing to put it all out.
Well, I think that's what sets some companies apart over others. I mean, there's the typical just kind of grow harvest side of it, but I mean, there's a little extra TLC and love that needs to go into these plants. And I think that's something that you guys do there, and you focus on what you do best. You're not looking to double or triple your footprint at this point. Like you do what you do and you stay in your lane.
Yep, absolutely. It really hands into, like, you have to have a passion in it. Because I've seen managers come and go all over the place. Every new company that I deal with, I probably see them lose their manager within that first month to 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I have to deal with somebody new, which is always interesting, but that's a nice way of putting it. But
well, on the sales side, it's tough too. I mean, I see it because I deal with with the sales and ordering a lot, and so I talk to the point person. I'm the point person, kind of talk to the different companies and manufacturers, and it's funny how I'll meet somebody, and then a month later I'll get an email from them that's saying they're from another company, and sometimes 6 months later you get them at another company. So there's a lot of moving around and a lot of moving parts in this industry.
Yeah, it's very tough. I actually wrote to the Globe because I want them to address the fact that, as revenue drops for everyone and as competition gets higher, it's harder and harder to pay a good manager that wants to care about compliance, that wants to care about, the product, that wants to care about the customers.
Right.
Because I think they all come in starting to feel that way.
Yeah.
But then they see their paycheck and then they see these other things.
Yeah.
This is not what everyone I think thought initially, we
Right.
were going to be. Yeah, I'd love to pay my people more. I'd love to go
Sure.
and, build. But
at the end of the day, it's the same. I think it's the same thing when it opened. Everyone saw it as the gold rush, right? Like it's going to be, oh, let's open something to cannabis because that's gonna, that's my lottery ticket. Like let's open a dispensary, let's open a grow. And I think it's even similar to people who took jobs and positions in the market. It's like you think, oh, cannabis, what upside? But at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah. I'm not the only person that left a lucrative career.
Right.
I was a civil engineer for 20 years doing construction, loved it,
Yeah.
But in the end, I love growing weed even more. So
yeah, exactly.
It's still funny even saying it online.
But passion passion only takes you so far. I mean, it's great to have passion in what you do, but at the end of the day, you still got to pay your bills. You still have you got to support your family, your loved ones, your home. And so I think that's why people end up coming in and realizing like, okay, well, I may love this side of retail more or manufacturing or whatever it is, but at the end of the day, it's paying the same as any other retail job or the same as any other manufacturing job.
And I'm still wicked grateful to all the customers that love Hedico and that love going to, Cannabis of Worcester and buying Hedico. Just super, super, any customer that says, oh yeah, I know Hedico, I'm always shocked and just surprised and just like so happy that you've even heard of us.
Yeah.
We only actually have 1,000 square foot of bloom. I don't think anyone knows that, but like comparatively with the larger companies that have 10,000 square feet,
right,
and that's even kind of small,
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
You can get up to 100,000 square feet.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah. Well, no, it's funny you said that because Gary and I talk about that all the time. I think that's still one of the things that makes us feel the the best about having that business is that when someone comes in and raves about your product, or you see somebody on the street that might have your sticker on their phone case or whatever, we feel that same way when we hear customers talking about it, or going around the street and you see someone that has one of our t-shirts or hoodies on, you get that moment where you're like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, we're actually building something.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that we do need to keep working at it, keep building that trust with customers. So that's why, like, I love growing great weed, but mostly I want to do something consistent for people so that every time you open up a Hedico bag, you're like, wow, I love that smell.
Yeah.
No matter what strain it is or no matter what we, offer.
Right.
So,
right. And speaking of that, we're getting a little delivery in this week.
I'm really excited for you guys.
Yeah.
Some unicorn poop that we've had for a long time.
Yeah.
That's really great. And the original ChemD that, I've had this plan for many, many years. So,
right. So if you're an original ChemD fan, be on the lookout because it's going to be hitting the menu probably by the end of the day tomorrow is when we'll see it on there. So
it's the Chem 91 mixed with the Chem Dog.
Yeah.
So,
I know people looking for it. People love that. Anytime we have an old school legacy strain that people recognize, I mean, people will literally come in as soon as we put on the menu.
And this is Worcester, so
yeah,
we're all about all the legacy stuff. All the original smokers. We just Worcester has it.
Yeah. And what's your opinion on the smoke? How have you enjoyed it so far?
I love it because I just love the flavor. It isn't the super strongest thing you're gonna have. We sell other things for that, like the Cap Junkie.
Yeah.
That's coming up soon. Capulator and Seed Junkie did a collab. And it's their Cushman's 33 and Cap Junkie's strain, and it just is such a great flavor, wonderful crystal, THC formation.
Yeah.
Just it's my new favorite. I'm not gonna lie, it's my new favorite. But That seems to change around a lot more. The unicorn poop was my favorite for 2 years, and that's almost never a thing for me.
Yeah.
It is that tasty. But
So you're kind of guy that when you find something you like, you just stay in your lane.
yeah, I like to smoke for flavor, and I don't, and I like, I'll say that pretty much most things, if I just smoke enough of it, I'll eventually get to that high. But
right.
The flavor is what keeps me coming back. Even if I'm like, out of my mind, I'm like, oh, that was so good. Let's just pack another one.
Well, we were talking about that before we went on the air, just about like, testing and numbers and whatnot. And sometimes it's not always about the testing, especially if you're going for that certain flavor. I mean, you're better off to buy a strain that you know and love that's testing in the high teens or low 20s than going and grabbing something different that's testing in the high 20s or 30s.
I think anyone really would be happy with anything over 15%. And if those numbers are real and everything, and I say that in the most generous way, testing varies greatly. And we had a choice in Massachusetts to either have these independent testing labs like we have right now, or to have a centralized testing. Centralized testing, in my opinion, should have been the way that we went.
Yeah.
And it is only because I am a small business and I need playing field
level play. Absolutely. Yeah.
So let's say I'm a big business, right? And I go to a testing lab and I can play games with them. I can maybe just give out some kind of super dry stuff for the not the terpene, for the profile, the THC profile, and then I can give them some wet stuff or moister stuff. Say test this for the terpenes. And if it was centralized testing, they'll tell me go pound sand,
right?
But since if I'm a major corporation, I'm like, you want this money or not? You want the other testing money or not? So I don't really necessarily buy the theory that I don't feel that it's so malicious that they are selling that they're saying basically, get me this percent and I'll give you an extra X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
I do not know, but I do not think that's what's going on.
We're getting the wrap, so we're going to take our first break. You listen to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we got you.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by Chick-fil-A of Worcester, committed to being better at together, meaning embedding diversity, equity, and inclusion in everything we do. Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream, celebrating your life's moments by providing the very best experience with quality, custom, amazing products. Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Cody Smith. I attend Assumption University. I wear number 22 and play center field for the Worcester Bravehearts. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Get ready for Punch-Out 2 at Polar Park on Friday, August 9th at 6 p.m. Gates open at 5 p.m. Experience New England's top professional and amateur boxers in action. Enjoy a family night of fierce competition and thrilling moments on August 9th. Tickets at polarpark.com/boxing. Don't miss out on this exciting event, with proceeds benefiting the Greg Hill Foundation to support local families in need. Media support for Punch-Out 2 is provided by 97.9 FM Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection. See you there.
Calling all past and present members of Belmont AME Zion. You are invited to our backyard barbecue hosted by the Outreach Committee on Saturday, August 17th at 55 Illinois Street in Worcester, Mass. at 1 o'clock. Enjoy a day of food, fun, games, and more. We can't wait to see you. Come back home and reconnect with your Belmont AME Zion family at the backyard barbecue hosted by the Outreach Committee on August 17th. For more information, please reach out to 774-262-7417.
Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Gary,
And I'm Steve.
and we're the host of Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM.
Join us and our guests on Thursdays at 3 p.m. as we discuss the cannabis industry in Central Mass with energy, excitement, and passion.
We both take pride in providing you important information about the rapid growing cannabis industry. Support for Cannabis 101 is provided by Cannabis of Worcester on Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, I'm Ernie Floyd, host of Unity in the Community on Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio. The Unity in the Community show embraces the city versus diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. Join me and our guests on Unity in the Community on Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hello, my name is Alvin Familia, president of the Manny 267 Foundation, and you are listening to Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester Community Connection.
Hey, this is Ricky Duran, and you're listening to Unity Radio on 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, and welcome back to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9 Worcester's Community Connection, hosted by Cannabis of Worcester, 56 Millbrook Street in this great city of Worcester, Massachusetts. We're open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., Monday to Saturday, Sundays 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Whoa, that was a lot to say. I took the drink of water and then started talking and didn't take a breath. Wow. Cannabisofworcester.com is a website. Check it out for any pricing, menu items. We got a great menu right now. We got some great different things going on without using the D word. We got things going on every day. Really every day you might find something special. How's that? We'll leave it at that.
You must have gotten that email too.
They're all circulating around. I mean, there's a lot going on with with people talking about like loyalty programs and promotion, how to promote yourself. By the way, I'm here with Knock from Heady Co.
I don't understand how you doing. I don't understand how you can run a business and not promote yourself a little bit. I mean, it really does seem like a rule that that needs to be relooked at. At least, I get that we can't say certain things, but you know, and I get why. But
right,
on the other hand, like, how are you supposed to survive as a new company?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you got to definitely be like unique on how to promote yourself, and you got to do a lot more. Just kind of, you'll appreciate this. I see this. The cannabis business is like hanging the flyers on the telephone poles when you got a concert. You're trying to promote. Old school back in the day, you were a rock band and you had a show at a local club. Like you went around all night and you hung out little flyers on every single mailbox, every single telephone pole. It was like stapled everywhere.
Yeah, we had to be our own managers.
Exactly, and that's kind of the way I feel like cannabis is. I know that, Gary spent a ton of time before we opened and early on when we opened, just kind of like circulating the neighborhood, going to different businesses. We had people pulling in, before we opened because they saw the activity and that people were excited that there was going to be a dispensary there finally. And I mean, it was just a matter. It was literally like guerrilla marketing, like, handing out a flyer, going to a business, promoting yourself, printing up T-shirts, trying to get T-shirts in people's hands so they start wearing the T-shirts around. I mean, literally anything.
Yeah, you guys have been actually around for a little bit now, right?
Yeah.
I seriously feel like you just opened like a few months ago.
Same. Yeah. We feel the same a lot of times.
That time is just flying by.
I know, exactly. And we still have people walk in the door and they say, "How long have you guys been open?" Like
gorgeous store, by the
April.
way. Very bright. Just feel like I'm just like welcome. You can probably get in and out faster than Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
but
you definitely can. That drive-through traffic is crazy down there.
I might have
now.
a little resentment towards Chick-fil-A, but that's only because I'm not allowed to eat there. So I still have not had a Chick-fil-A.
You still have not had Chick-fil-A?
No.
What about Jersey Mike's?
No, that I've had. Yeah. They don't. My wife doesn't have a problem with that.
Okay, yeah, because they're rocking and rolling down there too.
Yeah, that's a delicious place.
yeah, they're doing good stuff. But yeah, it's not an easy way to market yourself for sure. And
no.
We
Nope.
always tell people go to the website, check out, check everything on the website. We try to put as much information as we can.
And that's what's weird, because all of it was surrounding around like no marketing around like, people underage.
Correct.
And
Exactly.
yet your website clearly states that you have to be 21 to enter the website. So
Exactly.
therefore, these things I do not find rational.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. We're not like Cam and Joe, back in the 80s, like, advertising, or the Marlboro Man back in
Yeah.
the day. And like, yeah, I agree that had to be shut down.
Right.
The coolness, the like, who wants to be hip? It's like, yeah, every teenager.
Well, and then, like I get the cartoony, like I get this, keeping like the cartoony and stuff that would relate. I understand all that. I mean, I think that's common sense if you don't want to market towards children, but I mean, like, a billboard, a sign, a radio advertisement. I mean, like anything.
Someone should have told that to Jewel before they started.
I know they're still in trouble for all that.
Yeah,
but,
and everyone and their brother came in behind them.
Yeah.
From every like factory, they just get shut down. They're just popping up like New York dispensaries.
Yeah, New York dispensaries.
Shut down,
they
pop
shut
up,
all those
shut
suckers
down, pop up.
Yeah. No, it's been a while. It's been just a wild ride with all of that. But I mean, it's I think this change is being made. I see a lot more going on. I think, some companies are taking risks out there. I see some of the programs on people's websites, loyalty points, and some of the things are kind of skating the line of the regulation. So we'll see. I think we'll see if they decide to make some changes or whatnot. But yeah,
I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
In order for any kind of small business, especially to, get a name out there for themselves.
Right. Right. Yeah. Just, a t-shirt isn't going to do it, or, a banner hanging on the side of the road isn't going to do it, or, even billboards. I mean, people talk about billboards, but, I drive a lot of highway miles every week, more than I choose to want to admit right now. But I don't pay attention to billboards. I mean, maybe when I first passed them, you kind of take a look and you see what's going on. But I couldn't tell you one billboard that I pass every day.
Yeah,
No,
up and
not
down,
one.
up and down 290 all the time. I don't remember any of them.
Yeah. Right. But it's like that's the one form of media that you can do some cannabis related advertising, and I don't know. There's really no good way to track it. You
Right.
know.
There's no metric at all. Like, it's not like you can put a code up there and say, hey, use
Yeah.
this code for this, because again, against regulations.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, we're gonna take our second break here. You're listening to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
This is DC from Soul of the City, Unity 979, and you're rocking with the best with Kid Cash on Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Tune in on Fridays at 3 p.m. for stand-ups and standouts with Thick Chick Comedy Serenity Jones. We have a combination of local comics as well as standouts within the community. You can stream us at WUTY979fm.org, or you can watch us on Facebook Live. Stand-ups and standouts with Thick Chick Comedy Serenity Jones on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
If you got the time to spend it with us, then come on, 'cause we'll be online.
Hi, my name is Janelle Allen, and I wear number 10 on the women's basketball team at the College of Holy Cross. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connections. Go Cross!
It's time for food, fun, and baseball. Get your tickets now to see the Worcester Bravehearts, who originally brought back baseball to the city of Worcester since 2014. Team home games are played at Hanover Park at Fitton Field, Worcester. Bring the whole family. Enjoy youth activities, special contests, including free giveaways, run the bases, fireworks, and more. Season tickets are available at WorcesterBravehearts.com. Learn more at 508-438-3773. Worcester Bravehearts Baseball. Catch the game. Polar Beverages. Polar Beverages. Making bubbles since 1882. Hi, I'm Ernie Floyd, host of Unity in the Community on Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio. The Unity in the Community show embraces city versus diverse cultural communities, the music, the arts, and healthy lifestyles. Join me and our guests on Unity in the Community on Thursdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream now open at downtown Worcester, 44 Front Street. Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream, celebrating your life's moments.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY, Worcester.
Hi, and welcome back to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection. I'm Steve from Cannabis of Worcester. We host a show every week here on Unity Radio. I'm joined by special guest Knock from the Hedico.
Thank you.
Talking about his product in cannabis. But then I also have another special guest to my left. This is Ken from Camp Get Right, and he's also sponsoring the Punch Out at Polar Park, which is next Friday. So welcome aboard, Ken.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We're going to move you up, and Quasi's going to yell at you if you don't get close to that mic. I don't want him throwing something at you. So tell us about what's going on next week. This is your second year?
It's our second annual Punch Out at Polar Park. It's August 9th with the rain date on the 10th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Fight start at 6. Got a bunch of local fighters, some out-of-town fighters, a good woman fight on the card. And we're excited for our second year.
Yeah, and you guys had you had rain last year, if I remember right. You got rained out on the first night, right?
Yeah, it didn't rain, but it looked like it was gonna rain, so we just kind of like took the rain date and did it on a Saturday. So
yeah,
hopefully everything goes good this time around.
Yeah, and you had a great crowd last year, and you had a lot of great fights last year.
Yeah, we had some good some good amateur fights on last year. This year's only pro. And we got some good fights this year. We got some of the new and up-and-coming guys who are turning pro. A kid by the name of Justin Laporte. A kid by the name of Jordani Rodriguez. And Danny Duchimo from Worcester. So it's going to be exciting for them to be on a big stage. And all the boxing fans get an opportunity to see these guys before they go big.
Now, how many of these guys are training with you or are train over at your gym?
Out of our gym, we have 4 on the card that's training out of our gym.
4, wow.
Yes. And then one of the guys from Florida, who's the main event, Castro, he used to train out of our gym and he moved to Florida, but when he comes back, he trains out of our gym. He's the main event on the card.
Nice. And I'm a heavyweight guy, so you got a good heavyweight fight on there too.
We actually have 2 heavyweight fights on the card. One of the guys is his name is Kevin Nagel. And then we also have a guy by the name of Joe Powell's out of Connecticut. So we got 2 heavyweight fights, 1 female fight who used to be a world champion, and then the rest are some good, exciting fights. Expect some knockouts.
Expect some.
We got some hungry upcoming guys who's like looking to show out that night. So they're predicting knockouts. So I want to see.
Yeah, and I mean it's a great time of year. Hopefully the weather holds out. I mean I don't think you'd want to be a tough. This would be a tough night to fight because I mean it's humid out there. So hopefully get a break in the humidity by next week.
Hopefully.
But yeah. So how many fights altogether was it? Did I count 8? I think there's 8.
I have 9 fights.
9 fights. So you got a packed card there going
we got
on.
A pretty good packed card with the main event being a 10-rounder for a title, the WBC silver title, and then we have the female from out of Florida. She was like a 2-time world champion. She's doing, I believe, it's going to be an 8-rounder, and then I think there's a 6-rounder with 1 heavyweight, and then the rest are going to be pretty much 4-rounders.
Okay. And so what? So Knock was saying before, I've never been to Polar Park either. So anything anyone needs to know, like get there early. I mean, everything's reserved tickets, right? I saw the tickets online. Everything's reserved, right?
Everything's reserved. To be honest with you, there's not a bad seat in the house anywhere. Wherever you sit at, it's not a bad seat. But with boxing, you want to be as close as possible to hear the sound of those punches or whatever. But
right.
There's not a bad seat in the house. It's a great venue. not only for baseball but for boxing too, and just a good environment, man. It's last year was very cool. We got a lot of good feedback last year, so hopefully everybody comes back out and support and can do this every year.
I'm just curious, where's your training facility?
My training facility is actually right across the street from the Cannabis.
We're right across from Cannabis.
Yeah, we're right across the street.
Yeah. We're neighbors. We're neighbors. Yeah. Although maybe not for long.
Nah, not for long. We actually just announced that I'm gonna be moving my gym to off of West Bolston Street. I've been there for 16 years, so now I decided to take it to the next level and get my own building and try that out.
Well, you got that pain management right across the street then, right?
Yeah, for a lot of the fighters, yeah, I guess so. They'll work their way over there still.
Well, I mean, it's funny you say that, but I mean, I think, as we kind of move forward with cannabis, I mean, look, there's a ton of athletes out there have been doing it for years, like legal or illegally, and there's so many health. I mean, we talk all the time. I mean, Knock's a big proponent of like the health benefits that you get from using cannabis, even if it's just a cream or a salve or an edible, or you don't have to smoke it or ingest it necessarily.
Yeah, we have tons of cannabinoids in our brains, so I can imagine if you take so many injuries to the head, we have to heal that brain somehow. And, we haven't done any studies, but I could see it definitely, coming up and having great effects for, anyone with, CTE or any kind of like, traumatic, but, we'll see in the future.
Yeah. I think that'll be the big thing with like the federal legalizations. They can do more testing on it, like actually realize how it benefits people. But I mean, I think it definitely helps with like recovery time, people's recovery time, and even just the aches, the pains, the swelling. I mean, there's different terpenes that help different things, and it's only gonna get better over the years. Hopefully.
I've heard some things. I'm not a smoker, but I've heard some things from people that used to box that smoke, and I heard good things about it. For recovery, for pain and stuff like that. It's just some boxing organizations don't allow the fighters to do it, but
I think
that change in time.
Yeah, I think the testing will be less and less. I know some of the other major sports are starting to pull away. I'm pretty sure Major League Baseball doesn't test for cannabis anymore. I'll have to look it up at some point, but I know a lot of the sports aren't testing anymore specifically, and I think they realize it's like, well, number one, if it's legal recreational in the state that you live in, like how can you tell them that you can't? If you live in Massachusetts, like guys from the Boston Celtics or the Patriots, you tell them they can't smoke. I mean, it's kind of a
it's like telling them you can't go to the liquor store and buy liquor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
So I don't understand it. But
Yeah.
I was a young man when Robert Parrish. I lived in the same right next to him.
I know where you're going with this story.
Yeah, and he got that trouble. Of getting an ounce of weed. It was like an ounce and a half. It's like that's so ridiculous.
Hold on, no, I don't think
it was more than that.
I was going to say.
It was more than that.
Yeah, the quantity was not.
I don't think it was about the quantity. I think he got. Robert Parrish, if you're listening for whatever reason, I'm not trying to disparage you, but I'm pretty sure he got FedEx cocaine to his house. Yeah. Is that what you remember?
Is that what you remember? I always thought it was cannabis.
It could have been. It could have been both. But
everybody knew he smoked. That's why his nickname was the Chief.
That's great.
Always a gentleman, though.
Yeah.
Every time I met him, I never wanted to bother him, but always a gentleman. Always a great person. So.
Well, he that's a guy that stands out in the crowd right there.
Oh my goodness.
He's 2 ounces of weed.
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Just the weed. Sorry, Chief. Sorry, I don't know. I think
I thought it was only weed.
That might have been Danny Ainge. No.
Dennis Johnson. If you're a former Boston Celtics, we apologize for this radio show today.
We're a bunch of stoners. Right? at least we are. So it's even nice.
Anyone else want to talk trash about Larry Bird and his 18 beers every night after he got out of the game? I mean, you go to this day into the garden bars, and there's still stories going around about those old the Celtics and even the Bruins for that matter, and their drinking habits after games, or like traveling the next day and being out till 2-3 in the morning and not being able to move. Those guys.
Well, personally, that's why cannabis is the better option. For healing, even for mental health. You can imagine all these guys are under so much stress. Boxers, any kind of professional sports player. So, with the regulation on federal level, not calling it a completely useless drug for anything now that it's not scheduled as that or turning towards that, we could do better testing. Now we can actually find out. And also now the regulations can be lifted for boxers and for, NFL, especially anything with like, CTE, traumatic, things. We all know they're warriors and they come in with their own minds and thinking like, this is what I sacrificed for my trade. But we can still care about them. We can still help them. We shouldn't regulate how, what helps them and what doesn't. They know better.
And we're
steering
all these guys to like prescription drugs, that are addictive and just not getting to the root of it. And like, I mean, we're creating our own addicts in this country, to be honest with you. I mean, when you look at what's gone on with, Oxy alone, and the amount of addicts that we've created alone just by that one prescription drug, and we've ignored cannabis for all this years. So we're going to take a break. But again, Punch Out at Polar Park is going to be next Friday, the 9th. Get your tickets online. We'll talk about that more when we come back. But you're listening to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Worcester, we got you.
This is Dave Paulson, men's basketball coach at Holy Cross. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9 FM. Worcester's Community Connection. Go Cross Go.
Calling all past and present members of Belmont AME Zion. You are invited to our backyard barbecue hosted by the Outreach Committee on Saturday, August 17th at 55 Illinois Street in Worcester, Mass. at 1 o'clock. Enjoy a day of food, fun, games, and more. We can't wait to see you. Come back home and reconnect with your Belmont AME Zion family at the backyard barbecue hosted by the Outreach Committee on August 17th. For more information, please reach out to 774-262-7417.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaz from Kazakia's Hair Studio. I wanted to take the time to stop in today at Unity Radio and share with you guys how excited we are to be celebrating our 7th month in business. Being a young Black man in the city, I'm really excited to see all the growth and the opportunities that there are for everyone. And with that being said, I wanted to introduce my new stylist, Jetty.
Hello, my name is Yeti. I'm a hairstylist here, and a few of the services that I offer here: curly hair, collar, and cuts.
If you guys want to know where to find us, we are Kelly Square at the Worcester Public Market. For more information, you can reach us at www.kazakiastudio.com. We are also on Instagram and Facebook.
Hi, I'm Randy Floyd, host of Talking Wellness with the Kiva Center. The Kiva Center is a nationally recognized peer-run and trauma-informed organization in Worcester. Join me and our guests as we talk wellness, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. on Unity Radio, 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Recreation Worcester is a free year-round program for youth run by the City of Worcester. The program enriches this city's youth in athletics, arts, academics, and social-emotional learning activities. Food is provided for free of charge for all youth participating in the program. Learn more at the Worcester Recreation website, www.worcesterma.gov/recreation-worcester. That's www.worcesterma.gov/recreation-worcester.
Life is like a roller coaster. It has its high and low moments, zooming through our lives. Sometimes we feel excited and full of joy, and other times we feel numb to the world around us. Low moments are a part of life. They help us cherish the good times. That's why it's important to reach out when life's lows stop us in our tracks. Connect with someone now. Call 211 or text 988.
Hi, my name is Noel. And my name is Isaiah. And we are the co-founders of Woo Juice. At Woo Juice, we serve freshly pressed juices, smoothies, and wellness shots. We're here to bring health to the city of Worcester. And you're listening to Unity Radio on 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection.
Support for Unity Radio 97.9 FM is provided by United Way of Central Mass, aiming to improve the community and break the cycle of poverty, and the Woosocks Foundation, seeking to make dreams come true for families in areas of education, social justice, recreation, and conquering cancer. Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Yes! I finally got my first phone!
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. Online security depends on you and me. Install updates, make better passwords. Think before you click, use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
You're listening to Unity Radio, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, and welcome back to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection, hosted by Cannabis of Worcester, 56 Millbrook Street in the great city of Worcester. We are open 7 days a week, Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. And check us out, cannabisofworcester.com. You can check out the menu, pricing, and all the stuff we got going on. Knock from Hedico is here again.
Thank you.
Join us. He's filling the Gary chair today. Turn into a call. We're doing a test and see if he can co-host.
I miss
this
Gary.
show.
Where is he?
The man, the myth, and the legend. Yeah. Well, you listen. You get a better haircut, and maybe you can fill in for him. So.
I don't cut my hair. I don't even comb it.
And then our other guest this week is one of our neighbors on Millbrook Street, and that's Ken Ball from Camp Get Right, and he's out here promoting his big fight at Polar Park next week. So welcome, Ken.
Thank you for having me.
So again, let's get into the details. So it's next Friday night, with a rain day to Saturday.
Yeah, I'm excited. August 9th, you said, right?
August
9th. I'm excited. Yeah.
So where do we go to get tickets? Where does everyone go to get tickets?
You can buy tickets at Polar Park. You can go on the we have all our flyers. We have our QR code. If you want to do it online, just put in punch out at Polar Park. If you want to call me, I can deliver tickets. I'm running around doing that. So but yeah, if not, just buy them at the door.
Gotcha. Are you selling them at the gym too, or no?
I do have them at the gym.
Okay.
I have them in my car. Like, I'll get them to you somehow. I was just coming in here, and the kid told me he needed tickets. I'm like, I'm gonna leave it at the bar for you. Pick them up at the bar next door.
Pick them up at the.
I'll leave them over there for you. I'll get them to you. If you want them, I'll get them to you.
Yeah. And we were just talking before. So we got 9 fights.
We got 9 fights.
All professional.
All professional fights with 1, 2, 3 pro debuts. No. Yeah, I think it's 4 pro debuts. My fault. We got a kid from New York who got on late. So we got 4 pro debuts, and then the rest are veterans. Except Keno's has 3 fights. So.
And how many Worcester fighters we got going on?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Worcester guys. 4 Worcester guys: Jordani Rodriguez, Justin Laporte, Keno Luna, and Danny Danucci. Sorry if I screwed your name up. Grafton Hill kid, Danny. Big ticket seller.
Big, yeah. And are these all guys that train with you or work out at your gym, or
Most of the guys work out of the gym. Keno's like an in and out guy right now, but Jordani, Justin, and Danny full time there now. Yes.
yeah. And this is a second year, so second annual.
Second annual Punch Out at Polar Park. We're trying to make this a every year thing. We have a thing where we do give some of our money. Some of the money goes to the Greg Hill Foundation.
Yeah.
And just trying to give the city something to do. You know what I mean? Get everybody involved, the community together, so we can all come together one night and watch some good fights and have a good time in a great venue.
Support a local cause, support some local athletes. Yeah. I mean, that's the way to go. That's big. I mean, speaking of Worcester kids, I saw the kid in the Olympics the other night, the gymnast.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. I'm drawing a blank.
There was two of them.
Yeah. Oh, the one kid's from Stoughton. One of the kids was from Stoughton, I think.
And then the other one,
then the other gymnast was doing. He did the pommel horse. Was it that the event he did? Yeah. He helped them win the bronze medal. So yeah, support local athletes, support local causes. I think Knock and I were talking about. I think in the first 15 minutes on air, it's like support your small local businesses. We're all out. Ken's got a local business. Knox run a local business. We got a local business. I mean, these aren't, we're not huge national companies. Ken's been doing this for, what'd you say, 16 years? You had the gym?
Yeah, I've been there for 16 years.
And he's been taking care of, local fighters, but also local youth. I mean, it's impressive what you guys have done over there with like some of your youth programs.
Yeah. We got, we run classes from the ages of 5 and up. It's people don't know, but a lot of people in Worcester kind of know. It's a good program. It's good to get your kids to do something more than sitting around the house playing video games.
Right.
So get them out, get them into the gym, being active. Getting to meet kids from different parts of the city, different nationalities. Once they come to the gym, we all become family. So it's a good environment, healthy environment for anybody from the age of 5 and up.
Well, I'm a huge supporter of it. I've taken Taekwondo almost my whole life, and any kind of fighting thing gives you confidence, gives you, more security. Basically, it gives you, you actually fight less when you know how to fight.
How to fight, exactly. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, and structure and discipline too. And like that's what a lot of kids need is that structure and discipline. If you're not gonna, get involved with with a team sport, and you do, whether it's it's karate or boxing or taekwondo, whatever it is, it's like you're gonna learn that structure and discipline. So I think that's the biggest part of it.
Yeah, that's true.
These kids don't need to learn. They don't need to learn how to fight. To your point, it's like I think the first time you get hit in the mouth. I mean, think about it. Think about like not boxing wise, just street fighting. Like once you get hit in the mouth the first time, you have a second thought in your head the second time, and I think so many kids they act tough and they want to be like they're tough, but it's like learn how to fight, learn what it actually the pain you feel when someone hits you square in the jaw.
Exactly.
So. But yeah, so are you? So we talked about you moving. You're unfortunately not going to be our neighbor for much longer, but you'll have more.
From you.
Just a mile up the road.
All the guys know you're only a mile away. They'll be there.
I know. I'm worried about losing customers.
No, you're gonna be good. You're so good. You're only a mile away. They'll be going on their runs that way, so they'll be stopping by their runs. It's crazy because I come outside the gym in the beginning, and I know guys smoke. I mean, to each his own, and it'd be funny that you'd be coming across the street. And they'd be looking at me all funny. I'm like, I know where you come from, man. It's all right, man. I can smell it on you. I can see it in your eyes. Like, it's all good,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were talking about, I mean, for boxers, it's like even not smoking, but like, there's edibles, there's tinctures, there's creams, there's stuff for muscle pain and whatnot. So, hopefully that takes off and more people can see the benefits. I mean, even there's more and more coming out with mushrooms. I mean, we're going to be 2 years from now, we're going to be doing mushroom 101 instead of cannabis 101, because there's going to be a whole movement, and you're hearing more and more about the health benefits and how it's helping people with brain injuries and with, Alzheimer's and dementia and things like
PTSD.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
I think all they got to do is look at Mike Tyson. Look at him. Look
how
calm he is. And he said that if he was smoking weed back then, things would have been a lot different. I mean, I agree with him.
Yeah.
I think that, I used to smoke when I was younger, and when I would smoke, it was just more to like mellow out.
Exactly.
I mean, I wasn't trying to be out wild, and I just smoke and just like zone and go vegging, just
Right.
sit and chill,
Right.
absorb everything. I could break everything down. I could smoke and just be like, okay,
Yeah.
watch this movie. Oh, I see something that I mean,
Yeah.
I was able to dissect things better when I smoke.
Yeah, my only crime was being too chill.
Yeah, like you drink, you make fights, you smoke, you make friends. I mean, that's just natural. I mean, it's like you chill, you relax. You go to a concert with a bunch of people smoking, everyone's just chill, listen to music and the lights. It's like, oh, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen. You get people drinking, they're throwing fists.
Like, wait a minute, why do we have a boxing match outside the boxing match?
Exactly. Yeah. So, and there'll be a day, I'm telling you right now, there'll be a day you'll go to like Gillette Stadium and you can go buy a pre-roll at the, so that you can buy, there's your beer line there, there's your pre-roll line right there.
I can see that happening soon.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I was in New York and they got smoke shops everywhere out there and everybody's just smoking. It's just like a person smoking a cigarette. It's just normal.
Yeah.
Everybody's just lighting up, you know what I mean? And I think that eventually the commission and boxing and what other sports or whatever eventually open up their eyes and
Yeah.
have the avenue for the fighters and other athletes to be able to take it.
Well, I think they'll realize more and more, like not only the health benefits, but it's like they'd rather have one of their athletes again smoking a joint, sitting and playing some video games when they're on the road, as opposed to let's get the tequila flowing, hit the strip club. Oh, by the way, someone's got a gun in their wristband. Next thing you know, it's front page news. It's just that's just the way it is sometimes. So let's make cannabis like normal. Let's normalize it.
Yeah,
So-
MMA is the same way. I think there's a lot of benefits that could be had for MMA fighters, and
Yeah.
Anytime you hear about like abuse issues from them, like it's usually
always
not
alcohol.
From, it's never from weed.
Yeah. Well, listen, we got to wrap things up, but one more time. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, Punch Out at Polar Park is next Friday, August 9th. Doors open at 5. Get your tickets online through Polar Park. You can go to Polar Park. You can go to Ken's house, his car, meet him at Chick-fil-A. He'll sell you the tickets anywhere, anytime. So thanks for listening to us. You've been listening to Cannabis 101 on Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hey, it's DJ Kid Cash on the ones and twos. Unity Radio 97.